January 5th, week 2 of 2026, but it's the first day back in the office for the team. I have 2 new massive employees starting today. Big thing was trying to improve the team, just bring high-level thinkers, and today's the start of that. Nothing like the awkwardness of online team. So, a challenge for today is my 2 most senior existing employees are both not in the office. Kyle's in Seattle, right? He's holding down the Seattle office down there. And Bricks is still in the Philippines after his Christmas break. His flights or his permanent residency, one of the 2, I forget, got delayed. So I got these 2 new important hires coming in. It's actually 3 of them. And I'm usually not the one to do like the onboarding admin first day with new employees, but today I have no choice. Today it's gonna be me, they're just gonna be shadowing me through my meetings because they're both very important and strategic. They're 2 brains that we brought into the company, let's just put it that way. And I want to give them as much context and perspective on how the company operates, our current circumstances, our current situation, as soon as possible. Is it me or not? That is onboarding these employees this morning. Shawty, keep it down, I'ma be right back. It's gonna be a nice day. Let's go. All right. Nice little sunrise. Start the year at the office. I will take that. Okay, so getting settled here. This is what the office looks like right now. A little bit dirty, a little bit of a shit show. People not cleaning up their desks properly. We got 2 new guys starting. All this shit needs to get moved. I just want clean desks. You know, like just people that are put together, and it's just like when I leave here, it's clean. That's what I want. Okay, I thought this was pretty cool. So yesterday I get a DM from a guy saying, "Hey Jordan, have been seeing your videos on YouTube, very motivating. I'm a machine learning engineer at Nvidia." I guess he's been watching the videos. I guess, you know, he likes them, and that's super exciting for me. Like, I only know so much when it comes to development, you know, tech, and I'm trying to build a company around it. The number one thing I have to do in order to actually get to where I want to go is acknowledge my shortcomings. When I have people like this reaching out to me who are, you know, part of the best companies in that exact sphere, I think it just goes to show you the power of content as a founder. Okay, so big thing for me today is I have these meetings with different departments in the company, and the meetings are about the projects that are associated with the monthly key results that I planned out the last week. So today I have meetings going over these projects that are associated with the goals that I planned out to make sure that we're all aligned, that they fully understand the project, what they need to do. Each project has a primary owner, a secondary owner, and then executive level support representative. So here's an example of what one of these projects looks like. You'll see the monthly key result is right here. For this one, it's 125,000 closed on the platform in January. And the project's called Revenue Friction Kill List, Conversion Acceleration Project. So this is for the website. This is a design project. And then we go, the goal is not nice UX, right? It explains that the goal is making the platform feel undeniably easier, clearer, and more trustworthy than every alternative. Craigslist, Facebook, brokers, email chains. So I have 15 of those meetings to do over the next 3 days. But the good thing is I'm the one who literally like quarterbacked all this. So I should know what I'm doing. I'm gonna push the pace. All right, first execs meeting. We've switched the name over from COO meeting to execs meeting because we have David.
Morning.
Hey, David.
So good morning, everyone.
So welcome to SOW W2. I hope y'all had an amazing new year.
Nothing like the awkwardness of online team.
I'm going to be joining the finance team, working with Nisha.
Exists, and that's why we're meeting about it, to align ourselves, make sure there's full understanding of where we can actually move the needle and act accordingly. Okay, we're here at The Cut to do a podcast with my aunt. My aunt is the owner of The Cut. It is a design academy. It's a school for people learning fashion, design. She is a brilliant lady. She's been a huge mentor for me over the entirety of my life, just, you know, my character and how to go about business. I'm her first podcast guest. So we'll see how this goes, but it's just nice to see her during the workday, and I'm sure she's gonna ask some great questions, so excited to do this. Okay, we're here at The Cut. This is my aunt, Liza. Yeah, just super excited to be here and be part of her first podcast, and yeah, thanks for having us on, Liza.
I'm super excited.
Liza is a serial entrepreneur, someone that I've looked up to my whole life on the business front, but also just her mannerisms, how she holds herself. Why don't you just give a brief little intro, how you got into business and how you built this company?
Yeah, my name is Liza, and we're at the Cut Design Academy, and this is my favorite first nephew, and I'm so thrilled he's here. I moved back from New York in 2015, and I rented this space because I was living down the street, and I felt this was my space.
You know, growing up, any class or any flight we ever got on, commercial flight, and we weren't sitting in first class, I was looking at my dad like, the fuck are we doing? You know, I always thought that I should be that guy for whatever reason. And that's just the blunt reality of my personality. But with that comes the burden of accepting your ambition, comes the burden of accepting your ego, hence the struggle you mentioned. So finishing high school, my identity was drawn to where I succeeded most, prospered most, and that was through my sport, hockey. That was my craft. You know, I had an innate passion for the sport, enjoyed playing, enjoyed the competition, but I think as high school was wrapping up, I started to have some doubts of my own abilities and the reality of, you know, it's a big world, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it, even if you think you're doing everything right. Oh my God.
Oh, no way.
And this is Noodle. Don't forget Noodle.
Don't forget the
Hi,
noodle.
Noodle.
He's the OG.
Buddy.
Pretty good for a first podcast, I'd say.
I liked it.
She's pretty dialed though. She's always been.
Hustler.
Where do I get it from? Where do I get it from?
This is crazy.
Okay, we're headed to a new gym today. This gym, we are actually getting a membership for all of our employees come the new year. A little surprise for you, Zay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all the boys get a membership here.
Sick.
So, yeah, first workout in this gym on the vlog. Probably will be our home gym moving forward for the vlogs. So let's have a good one.
Let's do it. This is sick.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually felt pretty solid. Today, this is like the first runway I've had of like certainty and just clear runway of like being dialed. December, we had all that traveling, Cabo, Aspen, Kelowna, a bunch of Christmas parties. January, we finally have the clear pathway to conserve energy, train hard, and build. So now we're gonna be focusing on strength training. Along with building the business, they go hand in hand. If I'm good in the gym, I'm gonna be better as a leader for the company. We're working on our foundational strength today. We're doing weight. I know I can hit, getting a palette for where I'm at, and then from here, we build. Every week, we add weight, we add a rep, we add a set, whatever the right progression is, the progressive overload scheme that I'm running, we execute.
Just bought a pair of new gym fucking socks. Trust Tyler Perry, he made plays for the block. Wasn't even about to rap on this, but it knocked. Where you tryna go, cause it's smoke at the top. Spade at the party, throw them bitches in a truck.
Gotta get those hops, man.
Yeah.
We're at a 372 piece, 406, that's what I'm talking about. Take your meat seriously, folks. Come on, I want that zero fat.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Great first day, back in the office. It's a little overwhelming to have 3 people start on the same day, I'm not gonna lie, especially with just the importance of each of them, and not having bricks there. But all in all, it went pretty well. I think everyone was very productive. Everyone seemed to have a lot of energy, which was the biggest thing. Yeah, super excited about this quarter, super excited about this year. And I'm so excited to just document it all, be able to look back at it and be that much more proud of the whole journey. Nice to be back in the routine. 7:25 right now. About to do the night shift. Gonna get on a call with Yari, my full stack dev. We're going over just the changes that are gonna happen through January and Q1 after all that work I did last week. He's on a different time zone, so we talk at night, and I actually don't mind it. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to get the workout done, full work day, and then be able to focus on this.
Cool. Well, it seems like at least we have that. I think you already caught up. I see you uploaded. Where are we on the way now?
Okay, good morning. Tuesday, January 6th. I'm coming off my second 38 resting heart rate this week. Sorry, my third. Even better than I thought. My third sub 40 resting heart rate, specifically at 38 this week. Reason why I'm making a big deal about it is, guys, it does get to a point with your success that it really does all come down to recovery. When you know you're already gonna focus, you're already gonna do all the right things, you're gonna give it your all, gonna be working day and night, 12 to 16 hours a day on your business, the number one variable that makes you focus better is your recovery. And if you focus better, you're more effective, you get shit done quicker. So sleep well, get your heart rate down, you're gonna recover, you're gonna be a beast, you're gonna be a Super Saiyan. Just like this guy. Okay, it's about 6 p.m. or 5:30, basically 6 p.m. Just the boys left here in the office. David's first 2 days, overtime now. Isaiah's here working on an edit. And we also got the sales team still here at the office, still grinding. Nate, who I forgot to mention yesterday, is also a new hire. He is our sales assistant, and he's killing it. He's stepping up. He's here at the office 30 minutes past when he's supposed to leave. So promising signs. We got a ton of problems. A great thing about having a high level thinker like David here is they help you identify a lot of problems that you may not see without his perspective, right? I'm lost in what I know. Someone else comes in with a new perspective. They help unlock what I should know, what I don't know that I don't know. So it's the power of people, and that awareness, that visibility, that's the first step to making improvements. It's nice. Okay, so I just got to the gym. Big struggle for me right now as the founder and CEO of my company is that, 9 to 5, when everyone's in the office, let alone just in general, I get pulled into so many different directions. Content, accounting, finance, sales, tech, really the list goes on. The goal for me as a founder is kind of like best depicted in this analogy. Imagine we're on a pirate ship. Captain of the ship isn't out like with the crew, being a pirate, making sure that the ship's maintained. He's at the top and the crew's all below him, and he's got dependable people that he knows makes the ship sail. And I'm in the phase right now where I'm building, the vision, the brand to attract those people that I can depend on to make the ship sail accordingly. David, Jason, Nate, these are all the types of people that I wanted to attract. Very excited, I've mentioned it very times that they're here at the company and they're already contributing, they're assimilating and adjusting better than I would have thought. Amidst all the problems, so many to count, I can't even count. I am leveled, feeling a little less anxious now that I have these great people around me. But there's still a lot of work to do to get to a point where I don't feel like, my brain's constantly spinning and turning, and my efforts, my attention are going in so many different directions. So that's the struggle right now. It's training up these, highly effective people we've recruited to take things off my plate, just about everyone's plate. Everyone's spread thin at the company. Create proper lanes and make it so we can all work on different things with minimal overlap, but be united in the same direction with the same vision and mission.
He won. Get over like with the Dude, that's crazy. What about that? What does he do when he brings a chick home? I don't honestly don't know.
Okay, workout complete. In the middle of one of my sets during that workout, I kind of realized that it's my mom's birthday. I haven't even given her a call today. I asked myself, how is it possible that I go the whole day and not even think to give my mom a call? And obviously it's the business, obviously. Kind of just like I said before the workout, my mind is pulled in so many different directions that I don't know left from right, north from south. But I don't have any excuses. Something's wrong there if you can't give your own mom a phone call on her birthday. Your mom's only around for so many birthdays while you're here on earth, right? So I'm gonna give her a call. Okay, just finished a late night hockey game. It's 11:30 p.m. Nothing like the beer league schedule just fucking up your week. I got 4 hockey games this week. It's crazy. I always wanted to know what it was like to play an NHL schedule. I just didn't know it was gonna be beer league at the Arbutus Club. Well, I guess I probably could have guessed. But yeah, also had 2 really productive meetings right before hockey after I worked out, after I called my mom. I wish I recorded them just for the sake of documenting everything, but I didn't. Kind of like I said earlier, so many things to focus on. The content, the tech, operations. We had 2 guys OD in our units this week. So you can probably imagine what ops is like for us this week. I forget to mention it just because so much goes on when you're managing 255 properties. I can only imagine what it's like at 500. And the quality of your operations, of your systems, have to match the scale of your company. Otherwise, you're just gonna run into more issues. So there's lots to figure out for me. I'm basically enslaved to this company until I actually achieve freedom. Not just monetarily, but with my time. Got a solid 5 hours last night. 5 hours of sleep. Great. Good morning. Forgot to do my journaling last night, so we're gonna start off our morning with journaling about yesterday. I actually had a good day yesterday. I think generally my mood is up relative to when I started vlogging. I was in the trenches when we started. Still in the trenches, I guess. I guess maybe even more in the trenches these days, but at least I'm happier. I guess I'll join the meeting here. So 2nd project meeting today. It's just a strong sign of a great experience with us across the board. Okay, I don't even know when the last time I was recording for this vlog, but yeah, crazy last 2 days. Wasn't really top of mind to start recording for the vlog. So I'll just give a quick update. This morning, I met with a guy who reached out to me through the YouTube videos. He works for Nvidia. His name was Liza. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Amazing guy, highly interested in our business, highly interested in helping out. Just goes to show you the power of content, the power of putting yourself out there. You create opportunities, serendipitous opportunities, just by fucking saying fuck it and putting yourself out there. A lot of what I post, honestly, is embarrassing to me. We don't have a big following. I'm putting my heart and soul into this business, and the content obviously as well, and it only generates so much results, but for the many people who have reached out, it honestly still blows me away. Every day people are reaching out. To have a guy from Nvidia, one of the biggest companies in the world, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, be interested in our service and our business was humbling and just pretty cool. Amazing guy, Ole. Amazing talk to you. Thanks for reaching out. Okay, I'm home now. Another thing that happened today, I think there's a valuable lesson from. I had a meeting with the finance team. Our new CFO has come in and just totally changed things. His perspective has been immensely valuable. But one thing we didn't foresee is all these payments that we have to now make in arrears are adding up. Our burn rate is too high, and we're basically looking at bankruptcy unless I sell the property I own, sell my Cybertruck or my watches, my stocks, just to make payroll over the next 2 months. It was a tough pill to swallow to go in that finance meeting and for things to be worse than I thought. It made me extremely anxious, really stressed. Basically had me at a point where I could hardly think straight for the next hour after that meeting. But what did I do? I asked myself, what's it doing for me to continue to stress when I can just use this anxiety and turn it into urgency? Stressing is going to do nothing for you. Your failures, your adversity, your challenges in life, it's a kick in the ass to make more out of your current situation. All you got to focus on is the opportunities that can come despite these failures, despite these challenges. That's exactly what we're going to do. I made phone calls to my real estate agent to sell my property. I made phone calls to our existing clients, biggest ones we have, to see if we can extend our payment cycles to them just to make payroll. And one of our biggest clients, or actually our biggest client, who we pay out about $120K a month, said he would give us a 6-month cash flow basically payment pause so that we can make payroll. Obviously, him and I having a great relationship, and I don't think I would have made that call if it wasn't for the failures. It's actually going to help us more than I would even know, he would even know. But the work doesn't stop there. I have to keep using this state of anxiety, this panic that I have, to create opportunities, to get scrappy, to get on the phone, dial, and get us out of this hole. If there's a will, there's a way. The only way companies fail is if you quit. Motion is what gets you through it. Keep failing until you find a way to succeed. So if you guys can take anything from that, then I guess these vlogs are doing the job. Okay, good morning. It's Friday, January 9th, 2026. We're ending off the first week back into the office of the year. Today, I'm gonna walk you guys through the KPIs we set throughout the week. These KPIs derived from my annual objectives, which bled into the quarterly and monthly. Now we have KPIs. These KPIs are weekly milestones that we hold our employees accountable to move the needle. The projects they're working on basically also play into these KPIs. And really for me, what I wanna do is just create more accountability about hitting these KPIs. And it's our first meeting reviewing them as a company today, and they'll play a big part in the quarterly strategic plan that I present on Monday, 3 days from now, in the next vlog. All right, so I'll show you guys that when we get to the office, and maybe we'll review it in the meeting as well in this vlog. So what is a KPI, you might ask? A KPI is a key performance indicator. Basically indicates that you are on the way to achieving your goals. All right, let's run it from the top. From the top, people. All right. What a day to be a wartime CEO. Okay, so the goal for these KPIs is outcome ownership, not activity justification. We're not, putting these metrics and tracking what we're doing just to say, oh, this is what we did as a company from each department. It's to ultimately create ownership and accountability from the people that have been delegated this responsibility so that the needle moves forward for the company. So they're derived from the objectives we set. And the goals for January are right here on my Notion page. 17 onboards, 900,000 gross sales, 125,000 closed on the website, 12.5K in subsidiary profit, 25 Google reviews, 10,000 social following. Okay, these are derived from the quarterly goals, so they add up to these. And then these quarterly goals add up to the annual objectives: 17 million in sales, 450 active properties, 5 mil on our website, 500 plus reviews, and 75,000 social following. Okay, so how do we break these down into weekly targets, weekly KPIs? Well, every Friday we have a meeting that we call the VCO. It stands for Value Exchange Events, Customer, Clients, Other. So customer, clients, other are stakeholders. They're people that come in contact with the business, and we're tracking the value exchange events, okay? So this is the meeting template we review. So this goes on the big screen on the TV, and then the owners of the departments will input these KPI metrics. So under 17 new onboarded homes, there is how many qualified leads came through for the week of, this is week 2 that we're doing today. So it's going to be between January 4th and January 9th, the last 7 days, January 2nd to January 9th. So we're tracking qualified leads, time to first contact, completed onboards, average onboarding cycle time, lead to onboard conversion rate. For sales, it's weekly gross revenue, short-term rental weekly sales, midterm rental weekly sales, midterm rental vacancy count, subsidiary revenue. And basically the list goes on. I'm not going to make this too long, but like the goal for me, so what I'm trying to do here is make it so for the employees is that they own outcomes, or sorry, I own outcomes, they own the methods. Ultimately, I'm just concerned with whether or not we're hitting these outcomes, and it's their job to figure out the way to make it so if we're not hitting them, how will we hit them? Of course, I'm there to support, but ultimately, me getting too involved as the CEO inhibits their growth, their development, their problem solving, their ability to be resourceful and find a way. So yeah, it's not an easy thing for me to do. Obviously, I want to help everyone. Obviously, I want to get involved in everything. It's a very human thing as a CEO, but you need to take a step back, just set the expectations, support where needed, and don't get too involved. So I set up the systems here along with Bricks. Now we just got to find a way to create that ownership so the needle is moved by the people in the company.
That we would have, how any suggestions and how do we?
Like it really does all add up. Really, this is just an evaluation of the work that was completed through the week and how we're going to pivot going into the next week. Departments or the people that should be grouped just come in for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, so that meeting is supposed to be the meeting where we track our KPIs. We're still developing them, and the reason why they're not ready is because objectifying things is hard, right? We could easily just make KPIs that are based on buzzwords, status quos, things that appear important to track, but in reality, they need to derive from what objectively moves the needle forward. It takes some deep thinking. It takes actually unboxing things and coming up with an equation that is well thought out. So Bricks and I now are about to go into a meeting, replan those. You know, the power of having great people in your company is someone like David, who's only on his 4th day here, challenged what we put forth. I thought things looked great. He brought a different perspective. Now we're going to work on it.